Hey there, toolaholics. Let's make a DIY track saw real quick. You're going to need a strip of plywood about 4 inches wide with a good clean factory edge on it. You're also going to need a strip of something thinner that's wider than that, like this mahogany sheeting. You're going to need your circular saw, and you're going to need something to stick them together with. I've got narrow crown stapler here. You can use screws instead. It doesn't really matter what you use. I got a whole sheet of plywood here, so I'm going to get started by cutting off a 4-inch strip. You don't even need to use tape measure to get yourself a 4-inch strip. You just use the edge of the table on your skill saw as a guide. Your cut should be kind of sort of straight-ish, but it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect because you have a factory edge on there that is straight, and that's the one that matters. I got a sheet of mahogany underlay here. It's thin and it's kind of floppy, but it's got a smooth surface on it that the saw will slide on easily. And I'm going to set my strip of plywood with the factory edge on it facing towards the inside so that I can attach it. Your thinner strip of material doesn't need to have any kind of a straight edge on it, as you can see, because we're going to cut it off after. And now I'm just taking stapler here and stapling the strip on. I'm using 1/2-inch narrow crown staples because that's what I had. That wouldn't stick all the way through. You can use screws or glue or whatever you like. If you don't have something thinner like the mahogany underlay, you can just use the same damn plywood. It doesn't matter. With the thinner bottom piece, though, you get a little bit deeper cut depth with your saw. All of the woodworking YouTubers are gonna rant and rave about how which track saw is the best, and you should get the festival one because it costs $10 bazillion. Well, sometimes you're on a job site and you need to cut super straight lines, or sometimes you're on a budget and you need to cut super straight lines. Doesn't matter what skill saw you have, even as long as you make this track with your skill saw that you have, it'll work. Oh, I got that all stapled on, and now we're ready to make the cut for the guide edge. And as you can see, it's as simple as running your circular saw along the top and holding the edge of the saw shoe against the edge of the factory edge on the piece of plywood that you cut and nailed or screwed or stapled or glued or bubble gummed onto here. I'm using my battery Milwaukee worm drive saw for this one. But you can use whatever saw you want as long as you use the saw that fits the track that you made. Generally, the best tool is the tool that you have. Holy crap, we already made a track saw. And it might have cost nothing if it was scrap material. If it wasn't scrap material, well, you didn't use very much of the good stuff. This one's 8 feet long, but if you wanted a shorter one for cutting 4-foot lengths, then make one that's 4 feet long. You can make 15 of them if you want. I don't really care. They're quick and easy and cheap to make. Well, let's get this clamped on and make ourselves a cut. I marked 24 inches over here on each end, and I'm just going to line up one end and put a clamp on, and line up the other and put another clamp on. You don't need any kind of special fancy magic woodworking clamps that cost $10 bazillion and have fancy brand names or anything like that. In fact, these are just my Princess Auto welding clamps that I have that were cheap. They say that necessity is the mother of invention. But in this case, if you didn't know how to bake one of these already and you found it useful, you can call me Daddy. Well, there it is, all clamped on. Easy peasy, nothing difficult about it. Let's make a cut. First cut with the brand new track saw. The whatever the hell your name is, brand track saw that works with your skill saw that you already own. Well, skill saw is a brand. Circular saw, if you want to be all technical and funny about it. So, here we go. Perfectly straight cut with a piece of junk that we made up in about 10 minutes. Or 5 minutes if you're quick. And didn't really spend a whole bunch of money. Didn't buy a special saw. Didn't buy special tracks. And we can make it however the fuck we want to. We can make it whatever length we want. We can make it whatever size we want. We can throw it away when we're done if we don't need it later. And sure, it might not be as completely, perfectly accurate and perfectly perfect as the fancy Festool one that sucks up all the dust and does all the things, but it works. It's cheap, easy, and as you can see in 1 second here, as I drop things off the sawhorses, you get perfectly straight cuts, whatever length you want. Anyways, if you like this video, then click that subscribe button and like the video and leave some comments and tell me what a fucking idiot I am. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.